Welcome back to the B.S.P.C podcast. We're going to start with a Reddit story like we always do on the beginning of everything. And I got two stories, as always. The first one is by Big_Dig69. Am I the asshole for refusing to lend my cousin money to cover the rent on a house she insisted on renting, even though I told her she couldn't afford it? My 29 male cousin, 26 female, is currently in financial trouble because she moved into a house that is way out of her budget. She has no steady job, relies on odd jobs here and there, and has a terrible spending habit, like she buys $6 lattes every day and eats out constantly. I warned her before she signed the lease that this place was too expensive, but she insisted she deserved a nice place. Fast forward 3 months, she can't pay the rent. She's now asking me, who has my own bills, student loans, and rent to cover, for money just until she gets back on her feet. I said no. I told her I love her, but I warned her from the start that this house was too expensive and I can't be her safety net every time she makes a bad decision. She flipped out and called me a fake cousin, a snob, and said I was letting her become homeless. Now her mom is calling me saying I'm heartless and family should help each other. I feel like I'm being emotionally blackmailed for her financial irresponsibilities. Am I the asshole for refusing to cover the rent on a house I warned her she couldn't afford?
No, you're not the asshole. Sometimes people got to be smart and just pretty much look at the reality of things. You know, if you know that you're hopping from job to job or you're doing odd jobs, stuff like that, and you're not even making enough money to even get this type of place, why would you even get it? And it seemed like that she know that she has the help from you and other people. That's the reason why that she's doing stuff like this. You're not the asshole.
Yeah, I agree. He's not the asshole at all. This cousin of hers reminds me of my ex real bad right now, right now at this current time, because she is consistently asking me for money and she's not my responsibility in any form or fashion. No, you're not the asshole. If you warned her from the very beginning that this place was out of her budget and out of her reach, this is her own making. She has to lay in it. The thing is, I'm not going to sit there and say I know how to handle my finances perfectly. I don't. I splooge sometimes when I shouldn't. We all do. I don't have the best track record for my finances. However, if she was insistent on moving into a place that was out of her budget, then she's going to have to make extreme cuts. No lattes, no eating fast food every day, having to go to Walmart and buy the cheapest stuff that she can get, live off of ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches if she has to.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, she insists to be in a good place, man. So if you want to live in that good place, you better start living off of fucking bologna. Not even bread. Bread's too expensive nowadays.
That's crazy. Just bologna, bro. That's wild. Man, if I was you, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I would cut all ties with that, bro. Let her grow up. Let her sit there and suffer. Like Matt say, let her eat some bologna sandwiches or just bologna.
Just bologna. Maybe go get a block of cream cheese and just spread that like on a cracker on the bologna instead.
Exactly. And her mom calling you and stuff and saying that you're heartless, like, that's insane. You know, she should know that at the end of the day, her child is irresponsible. And she needs to grow up.
My thing is that she's 26 years old and he's 29 years old. She's a full-grown adult at this point. She should know better on how to go about what she needs to get done, because it's not her cousin's responsibility to take care of her. That's not how this works. It sounds like to me she wants to sit there and have her cake and eat it too type of situation. My ex currently is doing that right now, where even though she lives in assisted living housing, she refuses to get a job, even an at-home job. She refuses to get a driver's license. She refuses to get a car. She's always broke, but every single time I go over there, every single time I talk to her, or every single time my wife happens to see her on Snapchat and see her location and see her stories, she's always at a concert. She's always eating out. She's always at the mall. She's always doing this and that. I go to her house. She has new stuff, new statue, like anime statues and blankets and all this and that. But yet she's calling me, telling me I ain't got money to pay the bills, or I'm like have no food in my house. Can you like lend me $100-$200 so I can get some food? No, like, you making poor financial decisions. You need to get yourself under control, set up a budget, write it down if you have to, figure it out with how much money you have and how much you have to play with. She refuses to do that too, and it seems like that OP's cousin's doing the same thing and expecting somebody else to pay for her lifestyle.
Yep. And if I was you, I'll pretty much tell her and her mom, sit both of them down, let them know, hey, she's 26 years old. She put herself in a situation, and pretty much let her fall, let her hit her head a few times, even though she should have been dead that. She's 26 years old.
No, yeah.
And let her struggle a little bit and let her learn how to actually grow up and get an actual job and actually work towards something that you want, like something nice, something like a nice house.
Yeah. So you can't have stuff. Me and you both know this pretty hardcore. I didn't get my first house until 3 years ago. And I'm 30 now, and so I didn't move out of my parents' house until 24. That should say something. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Now, her mom, the last thing I guess I'll say about this specifically, her mom is a POS 100%, because why is the mom calling the cousin and getting on him for not helping her when it's the mother's responsibility, the parents' responsibility to take care? Why ain't you helping your own daughter? Why are you wanting your the cousin to do it, your nephew? Exactly.
They ain't no way they asking you and you have your own bills. They're just crazy.
Like, I know for a fact. Like, I know for a fact if I were to call my dad up right now and be like, hey, I'm struggling, can I borrow a little bit and I'll pay you back, he'll give it to me 100%, even if I don't pay him back, which I have every single time. But he'll give it to me because I'm his son and he loves me and I respect him. Why ain't she involved in helping her finances? It's not his responsibility.
Because she tired of it too. She put it on somebody else. That's all it is.
Well,
at the end of the day,
that's where she gets it from, her mama.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, she got to hit her head and she got to learn. So leave it at that.
Leave it at that. So now we're getting on to the second story. It's by One-Eyed Idiot. _I_idiot_. Let me correct that. There we go.
Gotcha.
So, am I the asshole for pointing out my mom should teach my siblings how to do chores? I, 17 male, have been pretty much the only child in the household doing chores since I was 12. This is the case in both my mom and dad's house. They are divorced. My siblings will occasionally do chores, but that's with my own help and showing them how to do it. I hold nothing against my siblings for that. It's my parents failing to give them the responsibility. Over time, as I'm the only one upholding my part of the chores, my parents just gave up on getting my siblings to do it. The parents do it or ask me to do it. Now, to the point of the post, last night we finished dinner and my siblings were doing the dishes. As I briefly showed them how to do it a while ago, and my mom randomly decides if it's me or them to do it, they were having difficulties finding where to put stuff. So my mom called me out and asked me to help them. I very calmly said, that's your responsibility. I've been doing this since I was 12 and my sister is 14, not even knowing how to do dishes. My mom didn't care because she was still eating her dinner. So I went to help, only to be nicely sent back by my sister, who figured it out right after. My mom sent me a text later demanding me to stop disrespecting her of how she's 39 and has been doing dishes forever, and to stop giving her shit for asking me to help. I did not reply and went to sleep because I couldn't think of anything to say. I woke up to the internet personally turned off on my computer via the router. It has wired controls like that. Well, next week being her birthday, I saw her text saying that I'm thinking about keeping the graphics card I was giving her for a gift, and the message she attempted to send by turning off the internet was not a good idea. I would say he's not the asshole, and I understand the mom's position too. I wouldn't want to put no assholes here. Her mom is a little bit more, his mom is a little bit more of the asshole of the situation, just not a full-blown asshole of the situation. Now, the only reason why I would give his mom a little bit of the asshole role is that apparently it's not just her, it's also the dad as well. They made no effort on teaching responsibility to the other siblings, these chores and these things that they have to do. My own son, he's slowly, gradually getting chores as he gets older, so he'll understand these are responsibilities you have to take care of. It sounds like they're not putting in the effort to do that, and or just gave up and just forcing OP to just do everything for them instead, which is going to impede their growth on learning how to take care of themselves as they get older. Now, for him, he didn't have to sit there and 100% say, like, calmly said, that's your responsibility. I've been doing them since I was 12. It's like, okay, well, we get that. We understand that. But you could have just sat there and told your mom's like, well, look, y'all taught me how to do all of this. Why won't you go over there and teach them too, so they know how to do it better?
Yeah. So he's 17. I don't think nobody's the asshole in the situation. I think that the 17-year-old could talk to his mom in a better way to express how he feel. Also, I think that the mom could do a lot better job of teaching the siblings of how to spread the responsibility around the house and how to clean up. Me personally, I didn't grow up in the same house with my sister. We grew up in separate houses, but we would always go over each other's house and stuff like that. But when we was around each other, it wasn't no issue of who did what. We worked together. She didn't know how to do it. I taught her how to do it. And our parents taught us well how to clean up. When I went to my grandmother's house, all my cousins used to go over there, and we have responsibilities of cleaning up. You know how grandmothers is. We don't clean up, we get a butt whooping.
Well, I would know how grandmothers were, but I had none. But continue.
Oh, my bad.
That's a whole different story.
But in that aspect, my cousins like kind of like siblings to me. So in that situation, like, we'll all taught how to clean up, regardless of what age you were. You could be 5 years old. You could be up there with a stool washing dishes. No matter how old they are, at the end of the day, you got to be a good parent of teaching your kids responsibility and helping around the house with the older siblings and everything. And on top of that, she got to understand that older sibling can't do literally everything. And he's 17 years old. He's gonna feel like that the world is ending. feel like the world is all against him. So he's at that age to feeling like, man, I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm ready to move out. So you gotta make it a little easier on him. Gotta. He almost out the house. You know, you gotta give some slack.
I understand that the parents
also got to give his mother a slack as well.
Yeah, I understand that the parents are divorced, but it seems like the mother and the father don't fully comprehend and grasp the situation for their own kids. That's tough on them too. They're separated like that. So now, I mean, the older siblings always have a job with their younger siblings regardless. I have an older sibling. He's 33 years old. The older, he's 3 years older than me, 1992. There you go. But anyhow, it's with the situation with the older sibling, they're supposed to be there to help, in a sense, guide the younger siblings. They already know how the parents work. They already know the ups and downs of the household. So the younger siblings are going to get a better understanding of their situation through the older sibling than they actually would through their parents. However, from the rest of that, I mean, there's no problem with the older sibling helping out the younger siblings to learn how to do this, and that. But how I view it, if you're going to do this stuff to your oldest sibling, that they were born first, you're going to have to do the same thing with the others. That's how you make everything fair.
Yep.
Even with my son, there's some things I probably wouldn't do again for my future children, but very few. I was learning. I was young when I had them, but my future child was get the same amount of ass whoopings that my son got if they did the same things. They would be treated the exact same way. They would be shown the exact same things and learn the exact same things in the exact time frame on how they grow up.
With my kids, I'm gonna treat them the exact same way. Whatever, even my daughter, she's 4 years older than my son. Well, however she got her ass whooped, he's gonna get his ass whooped the same way. And how does she clean up? He's gonna clean up, do the same thing. Follow in both of their footsteps, follow in my footsteps. And that's what I'm supposed to do as a parent. And I feel like in today's time, I feel like especially our mom's generation, it seems like siblings that outside looking in from other people, that when they have multiple children, it seems like that the oldest always take the hit, and the younger they go down, the less responsibility that they have.
Yeah.
And they be so mellowed out. Like my mom right now, like she's a totally different person than she was like 10 years ago. Totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
And if my mom was the same person that she was 10 years ago, and she seen my kids doing the certain stuff that they doing now around her, she ain't gonna play. She gonna whoop their ass. But now it's like she's so calm, she's cool, she collective, and I think it just come with age. I think you see your mom 39 years old, she's getting up in age. It's like, really don't care, but I do care at the same time, but I don't. It's
age and responsibility change. It's not her kids, it's your kids. So it's a matter of respect. My parents do the same thing. I had the opposite effect when it came to siblings, because my brother, I can probably count on two hands total how many times he got his ass whooped. Me, no. I had it the hardest, not my older brother. I had it the hardest. My ass got whooped almost every single week, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. And when there were chores to do, they didn't ask him, they asked me. But with my son, I mean, the same thing. My parents baby the shit out of him when he comes over.
And my mom never did that. It's not that that they respect me, but they don't want to hit my kids. They don't care nothing about that. It's just a simple fact that they just old, and they just they way more nice now.
Yeah.
But sum up the story. If I give the 17-year advice, be more respectful towards your mom. Give her some grace, and your mom should give you some grace, and y'all need to really talk. Open up about some things. The responsibilities around the house. Just be more open and kind to your mom.
Understanding.
Understanding. Be more understanding. And she should be more understanding.